DJ Payne 1.
Hello, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the CEO Sports Show for September 26, 2025. How are you guys doing today? We are going to be recapping the Cardinals versus Seahawks game. So if you guys haven't already, please make sure to hit that like button, subscribe. I would greatly appreciate that. Not only that, please make sure to go check out the other shows on the Kretschman Media Network, Okoye Knows Boxing, the Stadium Pulse, Dubs Room, and the Space Cowboy Show. Please make sure to go check them out. The links to those pages are in the homepage of the CEO Sports Show. So I appreciate you guys for coming out. Let's break down this game from yesterday because this was I'm going to be honest with you, this is a pretty boring game. And the reason why is because, the Seahawks had control of this game all game. It got interesting towards the end there, and the Cardinals were able to tie it up. But to be honest with you, if the Seahawks kicker hits a field goal, I mean, you're talking about a game that, they might have tied it up, but it would have ended up 23-20 anyway. So, when I look at this game, I'm going to talk about Sam Darnold in a few minutes here, but and just what he means to that team as a whole. But Sam Darnold yesterday, very efficient. 18 for 26, 242 yards, 9.3 yards per attempt, a touchdown, 75 QBR, and a 111 passer rating. That's some pretty special stuff. And what I liked about this game was that even though the Cardinals were doing everything they could to take Jackson Smith and Jigba out of the game, they were still able to move the ball over the air. I mean, they had so many guys making plays for them. I mean, you talk about it's not just Jackson Smith and Jigba. He had 4 receptions for 79 yards. He was still able to make things happen. He had 5 targets and 4 receptions on those targets. But it's Elijah Arroyo, the rookie tight end, AJ Barner, Kenneth Walker with this screen pass that went for 29 yards, Cooper Kupp. They have so many options on this team from a passing game standpoint to where, I think that Jackson Smith and Jigba is a dude. I think he is a legitimately really, really good wide receiver. Some may look at Jackson Smith and Jigba and say, is he a number one receiver because he is a primary slot receiver? And I understand where people are coming from, but the Detroit Lions have a very good offense, and their number one receiver is what you would consider a slot receiver as well. So I don't necessarily look at that and say he can't be a number one receiver because of the fact that he plays primarily in the slot. I think that to me is something that I look at and I'm just if they're moving the ball, it doesn't really matter where they're moving the ball. Now, I do worry about maybe their vertical passing game because of the fact that they have their 2 best receivers, Smith and Jigba and Kupp, their primary middle of the field assassin type guys. So I do worry about it from that standpoint, but I still liked what I saw from the passing attack from the Seattle Seahawks yesterday. Sam Darnold has been outstanding. He's been extremely efficient this year. PFF has him as the number one graded passer in the NFL. And we'll talk about Sam Darnold in a little bit here. Defensively, I was very impressed with what I saw from the Seattle Seahawks. I mean, holding the Cardinals, I think the score with 10 minutes left in the fourth quarter, they had like 6 points. The Cardinals, the last two possessions, they were able to make some things happen. But I mean, this game, you look at this game and you say, man, the Cardinals really didn't make that much happen until the last quarter of the game. Which, I mean, granted, you could say, hey, that is the most important drive of the game. That is the most important quarter of the game. And that's fair to say that. I mean, their last two drives, the Cardinals, in total, 20 plays and around 125 yards on the last two drives. That's great. That's awesome. But like, where was this production at all game? So to put a bow on this game, and another person to pay attention to this game, by the way, is Marvin Harrison Jr. He had some struggles early in this game, and then he got it together late in the game. He's had some struggles so far early in the season, but you know, that touchdown that he grabbed, very impressive touchdown. I think he had a reception later in the game that was a big reception as well. Just, you know, moving in the right direction there. Has he been disappointing for where he got drafted and the players that he was drafted over? Yeah, he was. Like, let's just be honest here. He was the number one non-quarterback taken in his draft. And I don't think you can make any case that he is the best non-quarterback from his draft class. Malik Neighbors is better. Joe Alt is better. And those are just two names that were in their draft range to where they could have taken those guys and they would have gotten a much better product. They would have gotten a much better player out of those guys. Kyler Murray, this game, like, let's be honest, Kyler Murray didn't play well. I know there's going to be Cardinals fans that try and tell you that he played well. He didn't play well this game. Like, yeah, the last two drives were very good by him. But the reason why they lost this game is because he was so painfully average to not good in the first three quarters of this game. Like, I get it. You get it together late in the game, and that's awesome. But at the same time, like, what are we talking about here? Like, I can't stand when a quarterback plays like crap for 3.5 quarters, and then they get it together late and they make it a close game, and people are like, you can't blame the quarterback for this game. Yeah, you can. You can. Like, that first interception that he threw, he got bailed out because of the fumble from the Seahawks. That was an awful decision. Like, even if Marvin Harrison finishes that route, that ball's still over his head, and that's going into the safety's hands. Like, let's stop this. Kyler Murray did not play well this game. And because he didn't play well, he put his team in a pit, and he almost got his team out of it. But again, didn't get the job done. That's ultimately what this comes down to. We can blame everybody else. I heard that it was Cliff Kingsbury's fault. I don't know. I see Cliff Kingsbury in Washington, and I say, wow, he's making some things happen. Now it's Drew Petzing's fault. Okay. Maybe the quarterback's just average. Like, anybody think about that? Maybe the quarterback's just average. And that's what I think of Kyler Murray. He is a painfully average quarterback. And I mean, 41 yards on the ground from Kyler Murray. That's great. That's awesome. Like, not trying to downplay that. But this offense is limited because of Kyler Murray's lack of ability to throw the ball in the middle of the field. Like, yeah, he's accurate. Yeah, he can make the throws. But at the same time, this offense is limited because he is just not tall enough to stand in the pocket and deliver the ball over the middle of the field, because the trajectory of the ball is just not high enough to get the ball over the hands of these defensive linemen. So to put a bow on this game, Seattle, they look really good. They go to 3-1. They go on the road on a Thursday night, and they beat the Cardinals in their building and pretty much dominated this game for the entire game. Because I do want to move on to the Seahawks, and in particular, Sam Darnold, because Sam Darnold is he's been incredible this year. I want to pull up. I'm sorry about that. I had the PFF numbers from him, like the big time throws, all that. Where are these things at? Okay, here we go. Sam Darnold is playing at a very high level, and he played at a very high level last season. And I think the Vikings are probably kicking themselves for not re-signing Sam Darnold, especially for the contract that he was given and the fact that JJ McCarthy just doesn't look like he's going to be that good. But Sam Darnold is picking up right where he left off last year. I get it. The playoff performance was bad. Okay. It was his first playoff game that he started. He now goes to Seattle. He has a very smart offensive coordinator in Clint Kubiak, and he has some weapons on that team that he's delivering the football to. But the reason why this Seattle Seahawks offense is dangerous is because their quarterback is really, really good. And you're starting to see consistency from Sam Darnold. Right now, PFF has him graded as the number one passer in football. His passing grade is number one. You look at the game last night, 111 passer rating. That's just fantastic. So far this season, 905 yards, 5 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. I mean, there's just so many good things that Sam Darnold is doing right now. And when you look at the Seahawks, if you're a Seahawks fan, you have to be over the moon that Sam Darnold is your quarterback, because what this guy is getting paid over the next 3 years, this might be the best contract in football right now. This is a guy that can operate the offense, that can make plays out of structure, that can deliver the ball down the field, deliver the ball accurately on time. I just see so many good things with Sam Darnold. Really good leader. He's an adult. He does all of the right things. And the fact that the Seattle Seahawks were able to get him for what they got him for, I think they signed him to a 3-year, $100 million contract. His cap hit this year is like $13.4 million. The most that his cap hit is going to be over the life of his contract is $44 million. And what that's going to allow the Seattle Seahawks to do from a roster perspective and how they're going to be able to build this roster out, I mean, man, they're going to be able to build out a really good football team here over the next few years. And it's because they have a quarterback who's really damn good, and they have a quarterback that's not costing them that much, and they're able to put pieces around him. I am so impressed with what we're seeing from Sam Darnold. When you look at his numbers from PFF, now I want to go to I want to make sure that we're getting the right dropbacks, because I think Marcus Mariota is like highly ranked, but he's only started 1 game this year. So when you look at Sam Darnold, big time throws, he has 5 this year. Turnover worthy plays, he has 1. Average depth of target, 9.3. Adjusted completion percentage, 81.5. He's tied for 3rd in the league on adjusted completion percentage. I am so impressed with what we're seeing from him right now. I think that you can make a case that, like, Sam Darnold, Matthew Stafford, Dak Prescott, Josh Allen, and Justin Herbert, and Lamar Jackson, those guys to me have separated themselves this season from the rest of the pack. And Daniel Jones. And I'm sorry, Indianapolis fans, Daniel Jones. Those quarterbacks to me have separated themselves from the pack in terms of quarterback performances. And it's so impressive to see. And I love the fact that Sam Darnold understood where he was at in his career, right? He was at a career crossroads after Carolina. So what did he do? He said, I am going to go get coached by some of the best minds, offensive minds in football. I'm going to go get coached by Kyle Shanahan. I'm going to go get coached by Kevin O'Connell, and I'm going to develop under these guys. And what happened? He developed under these great offensive minds, and now he's under another really good offensive mind in Clint Kubiak, who's making some things happen, right? So the self-awareness from Sam Darnold to say, I need to make some changes in my career, and I need to do it a different way. And I need to have a plan, and I need to execute on that plan to make sure that my career gets on track. I mean, hats off to him. Hats off to Sam Darnold. And look, yesterday, and we could go over the game yesterday, 18 for 26, 242 yards, 9.3 yards per attempt, 69.2% completion percentage. He's completing 70% of his passes. PFF has him ranked in terms of adjusted completion percentage, tied for third with 81.5. I mean, it's flat out incredible to see. I am so proud of Sam Darnold. I'm so proud of his development. I really liked him coming out of USC, and he's looking like that third overall pick. If you were to say that what you're getting from Sam Darnold the last 2 years, is that worth the number 3 overall pick? Absolutely. Now, the Jets are looking at that and saying, we busted on that pick, which is completely fine because right now they don't have a franchise quarterback. Sam Darnold is doing this for other teams. I'm just saying that when you look at what Sam Darnold is doing right now, if you drafted him as a number 3 overall pick, perfect. Like, you're getting your money's worth. And like, even when you look at last year from Sam Darnold, I get it. In the 2 biggest games of the season, Sam Darnold did not play his best football. And that's absolutely fair. I understand where people are coming from with that. And at the end of the day, yeah, you need to play your best football in the big spots. But I think because of the fact that he didn't play his best football in the biggest games, that gave Seattle a really good quarterback on a cost-controlled contract. And shout out to them, man. Again, you look at the numbers, 13.4 this year. They have Sam Darnold for 33.9 next year. The year after that, 44.9. And they're probably going to extend him, and that cap number is going to go down. Sam Darnold right now, for this season, he's going to be 28 years old, and he's under contract for the next 3 years in Seattle. And when you look at the rate in which these quarterbacks are playing, he has at minimum a good 7 to 10 years where he could play high-level football. So Seattle might have just walked into a franchise quarterback that they can now build their organization around. They have a smart head coach. They have a franchise quarterback. They have some talent on their team. They're going to have this offseason $56 million to spend. But it's not just what they're going to do this offseason. It's what they're going to do come postseason time, because this team is legit. They have a very good defense. Their offense can move the football. They have a smart offensive coordinator. They have a very good quarterback that's playing at a high level. They have some weapons. And they are building a team right now that you say, wow, this team could legitimately be a team that can make something happen over the next few years here. Like, are we talking about this team as a potential contender in the NFC for the next 5 to 7 years? Yeah. They're going to have years where they look like a legitimate contender because of the fact that they have a really good quarterback and they're going to have cap space to spend. I think they need to find what Seattle needs to find is a dude, right? Like, they need to find a dude at one of these premium positions, whether it's offensive line, whether it's edge rusher, whether it's wide receiver. Jackson Smith-Njigba, you could say he's a dude, but I would say also basing your offense around a slot receiver, I don't know. You can do it. Obviously, the Rams did it with Cooper Kupp when they won a Super Bowl, but I just worry about that. I do worry about that. So I just look at this team and I say they're building a legitimate contender over there in Seattle. And I think fans of that football team, like, if you're a Seattle fan and you're waking up to the fact that you have a really good quarterback, you have a really good head coach, you have some young talent on your football team, and you have the chance to make some things happen in the NFC, not just this year, but in future years, you got to wake up as a Seattle fan and be like, wow, I feel great about my football team right now. And you should. And this is a team that's going to make some things happen this year. There's no doubt about it. So, moving on from that game. By the way, if you guys haven't already, please make sure to hit that like button, subscribe. I would greatly appreciate that. support for the Kretschman Media Network has been outstanding. And a lot of that is, because of the audience that comes and views our stuff. And I greatly appreciate you guys for doing that. So make sure to check out the other Kretschman Media pages, by the way. You're going to find them on the homepage. Some really great things happening here and some really great shows that we have on our network right now, and a lot of really fun things for the future. So let's move on to the Arizona Cardinals. When I look at the Arizona Cardinals, they're directionless. That's just how I look at this football team. They have a average quarterback. They have an average head coach. They have an average roster. Like, tell me what you look at about the Arizona Cardinals and say, wow, they're really good there. I guess you could say their defense, but even still, I have questions about their defense. Like, Seattle moved the ball pretty easily on that defense for a majority of that game yesterday. And the first 3 weeks, San Francisco, that's a team that you look at and say, wow, that could potentially be a good offense. But at the same time, I don't know. First 2 weeks, they play the Panthers and the Saints. They start out 2-0. It was a fake 2-0, to be honest with you, because those are two of the worst teams in football, and they were able to get a win over them. Congratulations. But I heard all summer from a lot of people in the media, more so the hipster football fans that dive into the all 22, even though they don't know what they're looking at. And they're telling me, oh, you're going to want to watch out for the Cardinals this year. This team's going to be a really good team this year. Where is this a really good team? I look at them offensively. Their quarterback's average. Their skill players are below average. Trey McBride's really good. Marvin Harrison hasn't really proved much in the NFL. The offensive line, average. Their play caller, I don't know how good of a play caller is Drew Petzing. Because is it Drew Petzing or is it Kyler Murray? Because I was told that under Cliff Kingsbury, it was Cliff Kingsbury. But then I see Cliff Kingsbury go to Washington, and you see what happens in Washington, right? Jaden Daniels looked like a top 5 quarterback last year. In 1 year, was it Cliff Kingsbury or was it Kyler Murray? Because this is now the second offensive coordinator or play caller that Kyler Murray has had. And I just look at it and I'm just like, he's average. I heard people say that he played well yesterday. I just want to know, do you guys have eyes? Is the question that I have. Because if you're telling me that Kyler Murray played well yesterday, I look at you like, are you crazy? Kyler Murray was the definition of average. He had a big drive at the end of the game there. Congrats. The reason why they lost this game was because he was so bad through the first 3.5 quarters. They had 6 points on the board with 10 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Are you really trying to tell me that an offense that had 6 points on the board through the first 3.25 quarters? You're trying to tell me that the quarterback played well? I'm looking at his stats here. 4.9 yards per attempt, 2 touchdowns. Now, one of the interceptions did hit off of Marvin Harrison Jr.'s hands, and that was not good. He should have caught that. But also at the same time, he did throw the ball between 2 defenders there, right? So I'm not sitting there saying oh, that's all on Marvin Harrison Jr. That was a crowded area of the field that Kyler Murray threw the ball to. That wasn't like Dak Prescott and George Pickens last week, where George Pickens was wide open. Dak hit him right in the hands, and the ball went into the defender's hands. I'm watching the play as we speak right now. He threw the ball into a really crowded area of the field. And Marvin Harrison Jr. took a hit from that. I think it's the linebacker there. And he let go of the football. It wasn't like it was some really easy catch to make. I'm looking at the play right now. There are 4 guys in Marvin Harrison Jr.'s vicinity. So, I mean, I can even pull it up on the StreamYard right now. Let me pull it up. Share screen. I know Tua is going to get upset at me. Tua is going to get upset at me for this. But I mean, like, look at that. There's 4 defenders. I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know. I hear all the time that the Cardinals are this sleepy team that you need to pay attention to, and I'm not seeing it from this team. I'm not seeing it. I think they need to move in a different direction with a lot of things. They probably need to get a new quarterback. I don't see it with Jonathan Gannon. Can somebody tell me what Jonathan Gannon does that it's like, man, this guy is incredible? I don't see it with this team. So, like, if you're a Cardinals fan, you have to ask yourself the question, are we going to win a Super Bowl with the tandem of Kyler Murray and Jonathan Gannon? And if the answer to that question is yes, I think you're crazy. I don't see it happening. So instead of continuing to roll out with this average tandem that you have, maybe you should make a change here, whether it be a quarterback, whether it be a head coach, because I just don't think that this is going to work out here. And again, is this about winning Super Bowls or is this about winning games? There's a difference between the two. Some teams want to win games. Like the Dallas Cowboys, they want to win games. But teams like the Eagles, they want to win Super Bowls. Which, by the way, to the person who comments saying that I never compliment the Eagles, there's your compliment. And I feel like the Cardinals are one of these teams that they just want to win games. They want to be relevant. And if you're a fan of the team, you have to be so annoyed by that. If you're a fan of the Cardinals and you realize that this team, all they want to do is just get to relevance instead of not just get to relevance, but get to the Super Bowl level, you have to be pissed off because I don't know, like I'm a fan of the Cowboys and I look at my team and I just say, are you doing everything you can to get your team to a Super Bowl level? Because I don't think you are. And it's the same thing with the Cardinals. I don't believe that they're doing the things that they need to do to get to a Super Bowl level. I don't know. It's just a lot of average in Arizona. They've been average for quite some time. And as a fan of the team, when your team is consistently average, that's the most painful place to be in football. And a lot of times they're below average. So I think that the Arizona Cardinals are directionless, and Arizona's hot practice must be really hard. Yeah, no, I hear you there. I don't know. They're directionless in my personal opinion. That's going to be it for the episode, though, guys. If you guys haven't already, please make sure to hit that like button, subscribe. I would greatly appreciate that. And if you guys haven't already, please make sure to go check out the other pages on the Kretschman Media Network. I would greatly appreciate that. Until next time, I will see you guys later. Peace.
I've been doing nothing but drinking and thinking, yeah. Oh, since you've been away.
DJ Payne 1.
Oh!